All right,
Okay,
let's get started.
let's get started. This is
Exciting Friday night.
homework.
Exactly.
Let's see the first. So on this one, we have a net present value problem, and the key thing is to do the timeline. How you build a timeline is the key thing on this type of problems. So we have investment. So on year 0, I always put my investment. If it's sometimes you will get investment or you will receive money up front, right? So not most of the cases you will put in investment. So in this case, it's 10 million. And the timeline for this project is 5 years. Actually, this is not the first problem, but anyways.
Yeah, it's not. It's okay. This is number 5. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I was looking.
I can revise the order. It's all
right.
Yeah, I will go. Yeah, I will go back after this. So, so this is here the tricky part. This is the most tricky, the trickiest problem because it doesn't tell you what's. I mean, if you read it like literally, you will understand this, right? So it's a 5-year. It says the first year I will get 10 million. So 0 is minus 10 upfront, and it will take 1 year to make the movie. So after 1 year of making the movie, starting the second year, I will have my cash flow of 5 million. 2 year for 4 more years. So it will be 3, 4, 5,
6.
So that's 5, and then 2 million.
But for 4 years, no? For the following 4 years.
So you're in year 0, the cost upfront is 10 million. This is where we at. Then it takes 1 year to make the movie. So this year will not get any cash flow, 0.
Right.
And from this, after the first year, so year 2, I will get 5 million. And after that, after 1 year, so 3 to 4, it says you will get 2 million per year for the following 4 years.
Okay.
So I thought that would be a year 6 because following 4 years for 2 million. I think that was my confusion.
Yeah, the confusion. I mean, my confusion was there too because I was going to 6, but that's not a solution. The solution, the timeline is like this. That's why it's kind of tricky because, okay, 4 years from year 2, it's 6, right? But no, they are, I mean, how is this interpreted is that 4 years is from year 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it says gonna release in 1 year. So you got 1 year of like waiting time. It's gonna lapse to the second year, and then you get paid 5 million.
So it says it's expected to make 5 million when it is released in 1 year. So that's year 2, right? 1 year. So it takes 1 year to make the movie. So 1 more year is second year. So the 5 million goes to second year.
Right.
And then it says, and 2 million per year for the following 4 years. So the following 4 years, I assume that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. That's how they're considering. Yeah, it is kind of sketchy. It's kind of
the wording.
The wording is
really carefully.
Yeah, but I mean, if I read it the first time, I will put number 6 and here number 2.
So I guess this was one of the questions you got it wrong because
yes, that was the one I got it wrong.
So there's no 6th year. Got it.
There. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is the rate. It's we have a rate of 10%. So we're going to discount. First, they tell you to discount the. What is the payback? So what is the payback of this investment? So how you calculate the payback, you just go like this, right? This is 3 years, not 4 years. Like if you go from here, you have a 0 cash flow. This doesn't count. So this is like between 3 to 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So this is 9 million versus 10 million. So it's like halfway in between, right? So it's like 3.5. But there's a formula for that as well. So I go 3, that's 3 years. So I go 3. And decimal, how you calculate it, you will do this.
There's one left, one divided by 2, something like.
So you will go like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually 0.5, but something's
Yeah, 4.5, right?
this is negative.
Negative.
I gotta make it negative, yeah. It's 0.5, but
Oh, just plus a -1 because didn't count at 0 there. It still lapse 1 year, right?
Right. That 1 year you should count too, right?
mm-hmm.
Right.
So
part-
it's the overlap doesn't go. You divide the overlap. Okay, you divide everything by the overlap. So I gotta make another parenthesis. So you close this.
Maybe like use counter.
Oh, something is off here. It's -10.
Yeah, I think that year 1 you need to include that.
Oh, I got it right. I'm just gonna copy paste this. There you go. It's a parenthesis thing. So that's 3.5 years. So the formula, right? You just overlap. I like between the overlapping, you just stop there. So all this is 9 years, right? The difference is 1 minus 1, and you divide it by 2 by the last year. So that's 0.5. 1. Now this is the payback. It's for 2 years. How much is the payback for 2 years? It's just the sum. 7 versus 10. So the answer here is no. On your answer sheet, you will just put no because they ask you yes or no. So you just put no.
So the question A is 3.5 years.
Yes, that's the answer, 3.5. And
really?
on B, it's no. It will ask you, sometimes they will ask you yes or no questions. So you just put no.
Oh.
Because in 2 years you will not make your investment. You need more. You need 3.5 years, not 2 years. And on C, they ask you for the NPV, but the NPV is so it's NPV of this, and then all these values, and then you add all this. So it's negative, and you will answer no. They will ask you yes or no questions. You put no. The project doesn't go. No. So everything they're going to highlight in yellow is the answer key, okay? You will put exactly there. Sometimes they ask you the exact number, or they will ask you yes or no. That's basically it. I want to extend, maybe they will ask in the test, I don't know. I'm just making this. There's something called a discount payback. Basically, the discount payback is similar to the payback, but you will consider discount values. So to do that discount payback, it's not going to be 3.5 years. It's going to be more because it's discounted. So how you do the discount values, the discount paybacks? They are not asking you this, but I will throw it there just in case you're aware on the test. Maybe they will throw it in the test. Who knows? But it's on the chapter. It's on the reading chapters. So how you do the discount payback? First, I will discount my cash flows. So I will take the cash flow divided 1 plus the time. So these cash flows are discounted. So you do the same thing, right? How many years does it take me to get between minus 10? You add them together, this is like 7 or 8. So it's not going to be enough for. If this was positive, this will be greater than 10, like my investment. In this case, the discount payback period, we don't have any because the NPV is negative. Because if you add them all this together, you see it's 8.24 versus minus 10. So you're short. So the discount payback is more than this. You need another year to get a discount payback, and also must be positive. So in this case, doesn't apply. But you will apply it if NPV is positive. So you will do the same thing I did here, right? Instead of I add them together and I will do this part to get the decimal. Same concept, but the NPV must be positive.
Did he ask for the discount payback?
They don't ask for this, but normally on corporate finance courses, it's a typical question. Like they might ask, I don't know. I'm just throwing there because you have to be aware of everything, right? Surprises.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Right. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, let me show you the discount. Assuming this is NPV positive, this is another file. Same. So disregard the answer for this. I just want to show you where NPV is positive. This is a different timeline, same problem, but this is the first time I did it and I got positive. So this was my original setup. And with this setup, my NPV makes it positive. So for the discount payback, I calculate it's 4.75. Why? Because 4 years is this. So my discount payback is between 4 and 5 years, right? So this is up to 9. I got like one more to go almost between, and I calculate this, right? Difference divided by the last period. And this is this would be 4.75 years. But the condition is that my NPV must be positive. Because if it's negative, it's not going to make it.
Okay, so for the timeline, you got one for a discount factor. Another one is the 4.54 for first year. Is this something like future value?
Is this? I mean, the discount payback is the same concept, the same formula as payback, but in this case, you're using discounted cash flows.
Oh, you multiply discount factor. Got it.
Yes, discount factor. Yeah, and the other one I divided, and this one's multiplied by this discount factor. So discount factor is 1 divided by this is it goes in the denominator. Yeah. So this is just a different way to see it. But these are the discounted cash flows.
Right.
Yeah, that's more granular way to do in finance for discount cash flow, PV cash flows, and then just sum them up.
Let's do this one. So for this one is also another NPV problem. We have an investment of 200 million. And it says that at year 9, you will get this money, which is 1 million. So here's 0. And also the rate is 20%. So there's like three questions in here. So the first question is, what's your NPV? You got to answer this. I will multiply by 1 million, whatever I get. So I go NPV. NPV. So if I multiply this by 1 million, that's 20%. That's sorry, this is 200,000. Let's put all the numbers.
Right.
That's the answer. You gotta put it. I put it in negative, so they give me the answers.
Okay.
That's negative value. So B, it asks you, should you take? You just put no.
No. Yeah.
And on C is what is the I mean, on C, you need to find out first before answering what is the internal rate of return. So my internal rate of return is 19.58, which is less than my cost of capital. So if my rate of return is less than my cost of capital, there's a difference. So the answer is the difference between those two. 0.42%. This is what you put in your answer sheet, the difference between those two. Because it tells you what is the deviation, right? Between the cost of capital and the rate of return. Deviation means difference to me. So you just subtract. On this one is an interesting one. So Bill, this is also NPV. It says that this Bill Clinton will pay upfront 50 million. So I have 0. I will get positive cash flow because he's gonna get paid 50 million. And you're supposed that he will finish the book in 3 years. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And as while he finishes the book, he could, instead of doing that sounds like cost opportunity or opportunity cost, he could earn 8 million per year. So there's a project valuation. We have this. It's not like an actual cost, but they consider in the cash flow this opportunity cost. So this 8 million will go negative. He's losing to make the money. He's sacrificing for this book, and he's sacrificing every year 8 million. That's like an opportunity cost.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you build the cash flow for A. So the R, it's 10% and MPV. It asks you, what is your MPV by just writing the book, ignoring the royalty payment. So ignoring also tells you to make a negative. You're going to ignore this 8 million. This is an opportunity cost. So yours MPV. So it's negative, net present value. So if they ask you, what is better to do the book or do this or receive this cash flow? This will be positive and this will be negative, I guess. So that will be a present value, a positive one. But this is the answer, so it's negative. That's A. Now on B, now you're going to assume that he finishes the book,
Mm-hmm.
and after he finishes the book, his cash flows is for 5 million in the first year, and then the royalties are expected to decrease 30% every year in perpetuity. So I have a cash flow of 5 million. There is a growth, which is G. This is going to be negative because it's decreasing. And I will have a discount factor. Actually, this is going to be my NPV. I'm going to have my NPV for this. And then I'm going to have two NPVs divided in two parts. The first part is this cash flow that will decrease every year, 30% in perpetuity. So what I do is take this cash flow divided by the R minus the growth,
Mm-hmm.
which is positive, right? So this is my net present value for my 5 million. But this 5 million is expressed in year 3. So I have to bring back this to year 0. So I have to do a discount factor there. So how you do the discount factor? You just take 1 divided 1 plus the rate elevated to the third. And I multiply, no? I get another NPV. So this is my real NPV.
Oh, so that's the answer.
No, that's not the answer yet.
Oh.
So
You got
got
the first part. Just got the first part. There's another.
So you arrive here. So you have two net present values here. You gotta add them together. So the answer is the difference between these two. This is the answer for B.
Oh, wow.
Why? What is the reason that I'm adding this together at the end? What do you think is the reason?
Good question.
There is always a logical explanation. So they asking you, what is the NPV of the book? So this is the NPV of the book. with the royalty payments. This is the NPV of royalty payments. Get it? So it's like this question is divided in two parts. So you have to use the NPV of the book, and you have to use this NPV. So the net value, net value, present value is this, the difference. And you just put this in your answer. You will get it right.
Which one? The 4496? 969.
Yes, all this value, all this two decimals.
And how about, sorry to interrupt you. So
It's
how
okay.
about the previous question for the last C, answer for C? I think it's 7.2. Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So 4.42%. Did you put 0.2% or?
I put this same.
Exactly. Oh.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, on this one we have also another cash flow. So on my year 0, I will have 500 million. Can use this. Yeah. And this cash flow will go for 20 years. $70 million. What else? The rate is 12%. So on A, they ask you, you don't have to answer, there is no answer on A. There's no points. So you're supposed to prepare a net present value graph, but it's not necessary because the Excel does the numbers for you. So it's just to estimate the net present value with a graph. It's another method. It's like a different way to do it, but nobody, I mean, it's not, for the test, I don't think you're gonna use a graph. So on A, there's no answer. You don't have to worry about it. 0 points. So you just skip it.
Really?
On B, they ask you to round up the IRR to the nearest 1%. So I just get IRR. Sorry. So it's actually less than that, 1272, but you round it up to 13. So you're just going to put 13%. So it's 1273, you will input the 13%. On C, you will say yes, because by just looking the IRR, which is 13%, versus the cost of capital, which is 12, is greater. So if it's greater, you will say yes, or you will take the project. That means the NPV is positive. You don't have to calculate it, but you can confirm if you calculate. I mean, it's optional. You know how to do it. And D, also, they tell you, this says how far of cost of capital. So how far is the difference between these two? Which is 1%. It's actually less than that. It's 0.72, but you will type 1%. It says to run it up. So on A, you don't have to do any, it's just theoretical questions on A that they ask you. What does the IRR rule say? So they ask you for the rule. What does the IRR rule say about whether you should accept this opportunity? They don't ask you to calculate IRR, whatever these numbers, but they tell you you have to do a short answer. So this is what I input, and I got it right. So they say I put accept when IRR is greater than the cost of capital. That's what I put. I got it right, literally. It's like a short question. There's so many. There's so many ways to say this, right? I guess the system recognizes. I don't know, but that's how I got it. And on B, it's ask you if the cost of capital is 8%. What does the NPV rule say? So I also type this. If NPV is positive, then accept project. That's it. I don't need to do any calculations. They ask you concept questions, right? There's nothing else to it. You don't have to calculate anything. They don't ask you for the IRR or calculate the NPV for this project. They ask you to short answer, right? The rule, that's it.
So this question is like a concept check.
Concept, yeah.